Hey guys, I hope you're doing okay wherever you are in the world. It's very late at night in Southeast Asia where I live, and I was very, very busy this weekend, so I didn't get the weekly analysis done as I normally do on a Sunday. So I'm going to do this live video and go through last week's trade setups, and I'll also look at the pending orders that I have in place for this upcoming week. And I know most people who subscribe to the channel do not watch the live videos that I do, but I hope that this will help those of you that do follow. And I will try and post it everywhere I can in place of the regular weekly analysis for this week. So it's a Sunday evening, very late, and the markets will open tomorrow for me in Southeast Asia. Tomorrow morning. The Asia Pacific market will be the first one to open, of course. So let's go over and look at the charts. Let me do my screen share here and see if I can get that right. Go over there. There we go. We got the screen share, and it got me down in the corner. Okay, good. So first of all, looking at gold, and this is the trade setup that I shared with you last week. Exactly the chart, the screen as I gave it to you on last week's video. And I had a buy limit between 29.17 and 29.29, and it did come down and hit the first pending order. It went a little bit below that, but did not get to the second support level. So it hit that on Monday, first thing Monday when the Asian Pacific market opened, and then started to go up throughout the day. And before the U.S. session, it started to go down. But if you'd held on to this trade, you got this trade at that pending order, and that was a grand total of 257 pips. It went right up to the resistance number that we had there, 29.54, before falling down during the U.S. session. And then, as everybody knows, it took the elevator down all week long. It went down to the basement. We don't know if there's anything below the basement or there's some lower floors that it might go to. We'll look at that when I share my pending orders with you. But this was a very good order. Pending order opened on Monday, got a grand total of 257 pips. And then that was it as far as the bullish movement goes. And then everything started to turn bearish. Then we'll look down at the major pairs that I shared with you. And this is last week's trade setups. We had a buy limit on the Euro US. It did not hit the pending order. It came down a little bit, got close, but did not open, and then went sideways during the week and then fell below that. So the pending order is open, and it's about 75 pips in a loss right now, about 75 pips below that entry point. So I'm still holding that, waiting to see what is going to happen with this upcoming week. And so anyway, that did not hit the stop loss. That's the main thing, did not hit the stop loss. And so this order is still okay. All right, but as you know, throughout towards the end of the week, everything just did a flip-flop, complete flip-flop, complete turnaround. All of the major pairs, gold, everything did a flip-flop. Start of the week was good. Start of the week was very good. The odd US was a buy limit. We got 20 pips on that one before it did the flip-flop. And then the New Zealand US got 21 pips out of that one. Not till Tuesday. It didn't open on Monday. On Tuesday it opened. We got 21 pips out of that one. And then the pound US was a good one. Okay, one of the best. Opened with the Asian Pacific market on Monday of last week and went up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and gave us 94 pips on the pound US buy limit. Then the USD CAD, unfortunately, this one came up and hit the sell limit, the pending order, and just took off. It was a rocket, a ballistic missile, and that one hit the stop loss. So the USD CAD hit the stop loss. Then the UJ got a little bit out of that one. That was a sell limit, and that one did open on the Monday. It went up to our second in that zone here. I told you where you could have your sell limit, either a pending order at the first one or the second one or in that zone somewhere. The pending order did open. It went a little bit past the pending order, but then came good midweek So 138 pips on the UJ, the USD/JPY, for that sell limit that we had there. Just looking at the DXY, before I go into the pending orders, I always look at the US dollar index. This is the US dollar compared with 6 major currencies. And we saw that it was pretty sideways throughout the week. And then on Thursday of last week, boom, it started to make a correction. And that's all I see here is a correction. You look, the US dollar been coming down, coming down, coming down. So we had this correction, okay, on Thursday and then a little bit more on Friday. Is that going to continue? Well, that's the big question. Is the US dollar going to continue to gain strength? And my opinion is no. I think we are going to see a continuing decline in the US dollar, a continuing weakness of the US dollar. This was just a reaction to some of the geopolitical things that are going on in the world. And you know, the market is scared. The market is in a fearful mood. And when the market is in fear, they go for the safe havens. And the US dollar is a safe haven. Okay, even though it's not worth nearly what it used to be, it's still a safe haven. And the Japanese yen is a safe haven. Let's look at the Japanese yen. Okay, this continues to move up, continues to gain strength. This was where it started last week, continued to gain strength throughout the week. The Japanese yen is a safe haven. The Swiss franc is a safe haven. So when the world's going crazy and we don't know what's going to happen and everybody's becoming afraid of situations and don't know what the markets are going to do, they go for these safe havens. And you say, well, why did gold go down? Well, let's go over and look at our gold chart, and we'll see here. This is from last week still. Okay, why did gold take the elevator down? Well, there's several factors, several reasons that could be. And one is, and this is important, it was the end of the month. And you can go back and look at the end of the month as far back as you want. What happens on the end of the month? Profit taking. People start cashing out. They start cashing out. They've got to pay their margins on their stocks. They've got to pay rent. They've got to pay bills. People cash out at the end of the month. That is very, very common. That is so typical. And we just see that time and time again. The end of the month, you see people cashing out. And it looks like what we saw last week at the end of the month, people cashing out like they're putting all their money under the mattress or something, just running scared. You know what the let me go back to my self here. Yeah, before I get into the pending orders, the market measures the fear that's going on in the market. It's called the VIX, VIX. You can look that up on your chart, especially if you use TradingView. VIX, VIX. It's the fear index. And the fear index was higher last week than it has been all year. It's almost off the chart. Okay, so there's a lot of fear in the market. And when people are fearful, they cash out, they take their profit, they go for the safe havens. And, if you've got a lot of gold, you've been making gold, gold has been bullish since about since November of 23, all of 24, and the beginning of 25, gold has been bullish. So if you got in early, you've made a lot of profit on gold. And if you're getting scared, you want to cash out and go for the safe haven of the US dollar, perhaps. So various reasons why we're seeing that turnaround. And the big question is, let me go back over to the charts and we'll look at our pending orders. And here we go. Let me go back to the pending order chart. Was I sharing the right chart there? I don't know. Yeah. Yes, I was. Okay, we'll stop sharing that one. And I want to... Now let me just be patient with me, guys. I want to be sure you're looking at the right chart, that we're all on the same page here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So on my pending orders chart, here we are. Now, so the big question is this the end of the bull run? That's what everybody's asking. That's the $64,000 question. Is this the end of the bull run? Well, on the day chart that I use, gold is neutral. And for sure on the H4 chart, the 4-hour chart, gold is bearish. So what do? Well, we wait and see. We don't try and predict the market. Okay, we let the price tell us what it's going to do. And I believe that we might continue to see some sell-off of gold. We still have a little bit further down to go before we have completed this, what they call fill in the gap. Okay, it can go a little bit further. So I have a sell limit, but I add to this word of caution. Okay, the sell limit is 2880. That's a yellow line you see here, 2880, and we're down here now. When the Asian market opens, if we see that gold is starting to recover, all right, it has a lot of good momentum, you could see it break through that and start to continue the bullish run that we've been so familiar with for so long. But however, okay, be cautious. If you see that it's hesitating, it loses momentum, this is a strong resistance here at 2880. We could see that gold starts to turn around and continue its bearish run. All right, so I do have a sell limit. All right, I think that we might see a bit more sell off with gold, and the sell limit is at 2880. However, that's not poured in stone. That's not poured in concrete. It's not guaranteed. And just a reminder that this is not financial advice I'm giving you. I'm not a CP. I'm only sharing my opinion, and there's no guarantee that you might win or lose. Okay, so it's up to you to manage your own account and to use good risk management. But this is what I see happening in the market. I'm expecting to see maybe a slight continuing sell-off down to some lower prices, possibly to 2850. All right, 2850 is our next major support level. We got a little bit below that on on Friday last week. We got down to 2833, and that could have just been a one-off. And now maybe we're going to start to continue to see our bullish run. See the bullish run continue now after this big, deep correction that we had here. So, gold took the elevator down, and maybe it will take the stairways back up. We just have to wait and see. Wait till the market opens in the morning with the Asian Pacific market. Okay, then the Euro US, what do I have on the majors? Because of what I'm seeing here, I'm still slightly bearish on the majors. I have a sell limit on the Euro US. Let that come back to 1.0415. That's this yellow line here, 1.0415. And then the AUD US, also a sell limit. Okay, check the price action on crypto. Just got a message on that. We'll look at crypto in just a minute. And then the AUD US. The AUD US is a sell limit, 0.6240. Let that come back up and test our resistance zone here. And then the New Zealand US, okay, 0.5630. A sell limit also. Let that come back up to our resistance zone here, 0.5630. Then the pound US, also a sell limit. Okay, a sell limit at 1.2610. Let that come back up to our resistance. It was support back here. Now it's resistance, 1.2610, a sell limit on the pound US. And the USD CAD, I'm going to put a sell limit. These prices are just way too high. Nearly $1.45, and we've been up there before, and it just can't go past that. And so I'm going to go with a sell limit on the USD CAD. I like these high prices, but I think it's as far as it's going to go, and I want to start selling the USD CAD. As that complements what I said about, I believe, a continuation of the weakening of the US dollar. So a sell limit at 1.4480, just a little bit above where it closed on Friday. And then the UJ, sell limit on that one, okay, with the entry price at 151.35. 151.35. All right, so that's just a little bit above where it is. But however, remember, this is common, it's so typical of the UJ. When the Asian Pacific market opens, and that includes Tokyo, all right, they just start selling the UJ. It just continues its bearish run, which is what it did back here last week. And then it might come up during the week. All right, but when the Asian Pacific market opens, and that includes Tokyo, all right, they just start selling the UJ. So it might not come back up to this pending order. You might just need to do a market execution. If you see the momentum starting to continue, what I expect to be a continuation of the bearish run, look at that, the bearish run that we've been seeing on the UJ. Okay, with some corrections, occasional corrections, that's what we're seeing here, but a continuation of the bearishness of the USD JPY. Okay, so I got a request here on Telegram just now. Somebody wants to look at the crypto, and mostly, of course, that would include Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is making its move back up. Yeah. So I'm not an expert on analyzing Bitcoin. I do buy Bitcoin on a regular basis as holding onto a digital asset for the future. Okay, I don't generally trade. Once in a while, I'll trade, but the thing is, everybody was watching Bitcoin. It's been between 95 and 100,000 for a long time. Look at that. Oh, all of this sideways movement, 95 to 100, all up and down there for about 3 weeks. And then suddenly, we went from 100, nearly 99,000 on the 21st of February down to 78,000. That's a drop of, my goodness, what, $22,000 in 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks, $22,000. Well, that's Bitcoin, okay? Anybody who knows Bitcoin, you say, well, okay, that's what it does. But this was a massive drop, and it scared a lot of people probably, especially if you were buying and expecting Bitcoin to continue, which, we all expect Bitcoin to go to higher prices, 120, 150 this year, and it's very likely to. Of course, there's no guarantees with Bitcoin or with anything, but we did drop down to 78,230, and it looks like that was a bottom. We do, in fact, have a double bottom here. Okay, you see that there? Double bottom, and then it recovered on Friday, and then this is yesterday, Saturday. It just went sideways, but this is Sunday, and Bitcoin doesn't usually move like this on the weekend. We're getting a good move right now. It's very active, a lot of momentum as I'm making this video, and we're now at 91,000. Okay, so a tremendous recovery. That's from 78 to 91. What is that? About $14,000 in just 3 days. So yeah, Bitcoin is okay. I've never doubted what Bitcoin is going to turn out to be. Digital gold, some people are calling it, but it certainly is going to be a very, very good digital asset for the future. And so I think we're probably going to see what's the next resistance level is 95. I put this in earlier. That was 90,000 was support, was resistance, but that's no longer true. That's not resistance anymore. It's broken above 90,000 now. It's trading at 91,600. So resistance is 95, and support is now 90. Support is 90, and then below that is 85. So yeah, Bitcoin is likely, very likely. You see this momentum. But of course, when anything is bullish like this, if you trade Bitcoin, you want to get in at a good price. I hope you got in at about 78,000. All right. Or even if you got in at 85,000, you're doing extremely well. But when you see a huge candle like this, guys, don't chase the candles. Don't chase the candles. You're going to get burned. All right. Even as I'm speaking, you see it's already falling back down. So just use your strategy, whatever that might be, and look for a good entry price. What I would do is I would put a trend line on here, and let me see if I can just do that right quick. In fact, I would put a trend line on my lowest point up to the next low point, Now, I would let this retrace back to that trend line and come back and retest this area, this zone. If it's bullish, it's going to continue up the trend line. There's no question about that. That's what everything does. So it's very likely to come back and retest this and then take off again. So wait for that retest. Don't buy now. I mean, it's likely to go higher, but be patient, sit on your hands, and you can very, very likely get a better price. So I got another Telegram message. What was the announcement? I don't know what you mean. What was the announcement? Okay. I don't know what announcement you're talking about. Okay. Another one I just noticed that might be interesting to look at here is the pound New Zealand. This is a very, very good trending currency pair. Okay. This is the 4-hour chart here. And you see, boy, wow, this has really gone like a rocket. Okay, that's with the strength of the GBP and the weakness of the New Zealand dollar. So let's just put a trend line on that one from our low point down here and see what we might get. 2 touch points. Still has a long way to go before you could actually start to think about, but we could put another trend line in there from another low point here, point B, let's say call this point B, and put that one up there where it just touches that one there. Yeah, you don't want it crossing anything. Okay. Yeah, it looks like tomorrow I'll be watching this one and see if this breaks this trend line. I'm going to take a small trade. I'll go short on the pound New Zealand tomorrow. But wait and see after the Asian Pacific market opens. Give it 2 or 3 hours. Not trade it very early, but let me see what the price is going to tell me that it's going to do. And a significant thing here is after this big bullish run, what do we have there is a long-legged doji. All right. Almost a long-legged doji, but it's definitely a doji. And a doji always, usually, I shouldn't say always, usually indicates change in direction. It always indicates indecision in the market, but it usually, oftentimes, will indicate a change in direction. And after that doji, we saw a change in direction. But whether or not that will continue, well, if it breaks below this is a good significant trend line that we have here. If it breaks below that, I'll be looking at going short on the pound New Zealand. Okay, guys, that's my live video, my weekly analysis for gold, for the major pairs, for crypto. My apologies for not getting a weekly analysis, regular video out, but this one was actually easier for me to do because I can do it live, and if I mess up, it doesn't matter. But when I do my weekly analysis video, I have to do a lot of editing, and it takes a long time. But anyway, we covered all the same information, and I just hope that was helpful to you. If it was, then please leave a comment below this, or if you have any questions, leave that below this video and I will get back to you. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great week of trading. I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you have a great week of trading. And of course, as always, don't forget, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. I'll see you in the next video.